Somewhere right now, someone is serving a prison sentence for a crime they didn't commit. Not because the evidence was faked, not because a witness lied, because their own brain built a memory of doing it. A memory that felt exactly as real as the memory of your last birthday. Your brain is not a recording device. It's a storyteller. And it can be talked into telling almost any story you want. In the early 1990s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus wanted to know if you could plant a memory that never happened at all. She told participants a story about getting lost in a shopping mall as a child. It never happened, but about a quarter of participants didn't just believe it. They remembered it. Some added details no one gave them. They weren't lying. They were remembering something that never existed. Years later, psychologist Julia Shaw pushed the idea further. Could you plant a memory of committing a crime? She interviewed students about their teenage years, mixing in real family details with one invented one. She told each student that, at a certain age, they'd committed a crime serious enough to involve police. She asked them to try to remember it. Just try. At first, almost no one did, but she asked them to relax and picture the moment. By the second interview, something had shifted. Over 70% developed a full false memory of a crime that never happened. Complete with emotions. Complete with police officers. Complete with details of a moment that never existed. These weren't unusually gullible people. They weren't unintelligent or mentally unwell or easily manipulated by nature. They were ordinary university students. The same as anyone you know. The same as you. Why would an ordinary healthy brain do something like this? Here's the truth about memory. It isn't a video file you replay. Every time you recall something, your brain reconstructs it from fragments, then saves the new version over the old one. Scientists call this reconsolidation. Your memories rewrite themselves slightly every time you open them. Now add suggestion. A trusted authority tells you something happened. Your brain searches for any fragment that fits, stitches it into a coherent scene, and files it away as memory. It doesn't mark the scene as fake. Coherence is the whole point. This is why courts once leaned so heavily on eyewitness testimony and confession. A witness who says, "I remember his face," sounds certain. A suspect who says, "I remember doing it," sounds like proof. But certainty was never the same thing as accuracy. Research on rich false memories, including studies by psychologist Stephen Porter, shows people can recall entirely fictional traumatic events with the same emotional intensity as real ones. Your heart rate doesn't know the difference. Why would it? Dozens of documented wrongful convictions involved suspects who, after hours of suggestive questioning, began describing crimes in vivid, specific detail, only for DNA evidence to later clear them completely. They weren't master liars. Their brains had simply done what brains are built to do. Why would evolution build something this unreliable? It sounds like a catastrophic design flaw. But look at it differently. Your brain was never optimized to store perfect records of the past. It was optimized to help you survive the future. Accuracy was never the goal. Usefulness was. A memory reshaped to help you avoid future danger mattered more than a perfectly accurate one. Your ancestors who obsessed over precise recall weren't more likely to survive. The ones who quickly built a workable story of "danger happened here, avoid it," were. Speed and coherence beat precision, generation after generation. You inherited a storytelling machine, not a filing cabinet. This isn't just a courtroom problem. It's happening in your head right now. Every argument you've replayed until you came away feeling more right. Every childhood story that's grown sharper each time you've told it. Every memory you're certain about. That a sibling swears happened differently. Neither of you is lying. You're both remembering different reconstructions of a moment neither of you can actually access anymore. There's something freeing in that once the discomfort passes. If a memory has already been reshaped 100 times, just by recalling it, the version haunting you today was never fixed. It was already a story, which means how you tell it next still has power over how it feels. So next time you're certain about something you remember, down to the smell in the room, pause on that certainty. Not because you're lying, because certainty was never what memory was built to give you. Somewhere right now, someone is certain they remember something that never happened, and they have no way of knowing which memory it is.